Question 28 asks, which pairs of organs produce enzymes that can be used to digest the same type of food molecules? So they give pairs of organs. So to do this question, the fastest way is to write down what kind of enzyme is produced in each organ. So salivary gland, they produce enzyme to digest carbohydrates or starch. Same thing, right? Stomach, they produce enzyme to digest protein. Same here, stomach protein. Pancreas, they will be producing enzymes that can digest 3 categories of food: protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Okay, so pancreas, the enzymes that is produced by pancreas can digest 3 types of food. 3 different kinds of enzymes are produced. And then salivary gland, carbohydrates again. So if you look here, you'll notice that carbohydrates, right? So salivary gland can digest carbohydrate, pancreas also can. Number 2, stomach, protein, pancreas also can digest protein. The enzymes produced by pancreas also for protein. So I will choose option 1, option 2. And the last one, stomach only produce enzyme that can digest protein, but salivary gland only produce enzyme that can digest carbohydrate. Therefore, they are not digesting the same type of food. So the option is 1 and 2. So the answer is B. And for question 11, food must be digested before our body can use it. Explain why when you chew your food, it is important part of digestion. So important thing is when you chew your food, you break food into smaller pieces. So this question is 2 marks. 1 mark goes to you break food into smaller pieces. You cannot, these smaller pieces cannot be absorbed by our blood yet, but I still need to break it down into smaller pieces so that the enzymes can digest the food faster. So that is the next 1 mark. So 1 mark for smaller pieces, 1 mark for enzyme can then digest the food faster. So 1 more mark for this. Okay, so let's check how many marks you have. And this is the labeling. I think you should be able to do this pretty well. And I'll go on now to question B. What is the function of the pancreas in the digestion of food? And for this kind of question, I will always look at the number of marks. So it's a 2-mark question. So I must make sure I have 2 points. So what are the 2 points? Number 1, pancreas produces enzyme. So this will be 1 mark. So it produces enzyme or digestive enzyme. So this is 1 mark. So what does this enzyme do? This enzyme can break down, this enzyme can help to break down carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Where? In the small intestines. So this is another 1 mark, right? So pancreas produces enzyme, that's 1 mark. Number 2, this enzyme is used to break down or digest carbohydrates, proteins and fats, 3 categories, in the small intestine. So be specific about the location as well. C, why most food need to be digested? So most food need to be digested so that the large insoluble food molecules can be broken down, right? So there are 2 marks here. So basically, the first mark goes to you break down large insoluble food molecules. So that's 1 mark. You're breaking it down into smaller pieces, right? Break down into what? You break down into small soluble molecules that can enter the bloodstream. So that's another 1 mark. So make sure you have these 2 key points. Break down large molecules, that's 1 mark. The other 1 mark is so that the small molecules, soluble molecules can enter the bloodstream. And part D, what is one cause of constipation? Now, when you suffer from constipation, means you are unable to pass motion. The feces, when you have constipation, that means your feces is too hard, right? So when they are too hard, it's very difficult to pass motion, and that is because you take in insufficient water, or you do not take in enough fruits and vegetables. There's not enough fiber. So when you say you don't drink enough water, that's fine, or insufficient fruits and vegetables, insufficient fiber, all these are acceptable answer. Only 1 mark, so you can choose either one of the two.